Now a look at tonight's top stories. Debate is heating up over how to fix the state's struggling university system. Tuesday, the California Faculty Association released a scathing report accusing administrators of wrecking the CSU system. Administrators have countered that unprecedented budget cuts are forcing them to do more with less. Adding fuel to the fire is news that CSUs have received a record number of applicants for 2010, even though admission levels are expected to drop.
You may have to open your wallet a little bit more to heat up your home this winter. PG&E says natural gas rates are going up. Customers can expect their natural gas bills to be about 4% higher than in December of last year. That's because of increases in charges for transmission, distribution, and mandated social programs. PG&E passes the wholesale price of gas through to customers without a markup.
The Chico City Council is sticking by its decision to deny Walmart's expansion plans. At last night's council meeting, Councilman Larry Wall asked fellow council members to take up the issue again, saying it would be good for the economy. But after nearly 90 minutes of public comment and discussion, not a single council member would support Wall's motion to reconsider. Walmart officials told Action News they have not ruled out a lawsuit against the city.
Well, Redding is getting tough on medical marijuana collectives.
Last night, the City Council extended the moratorium, imposed new fees, and passed a new set of tight regulations. Action News reporter Elizabeth Gadley has more on what the new rules are and how they'll impact police.
Redding now has a strict new set of rules they say will help them regulate the numerous medical marijuana dispensaries that have popped up around town.
The city did not have any regulations in place regarding permit processes or business licenses or zoning to deal with this situation. It sort of came up very suddenly.
The council voted unanimously to extend the ban on new cannabis clubs through the first half of 2010. The city will also charge collectives $710 for a permit and another $624 to renew the permit each year.
And that will allow the police department to recover some of the cost of administering this program, which would include issuing the permit, conducting the background investigation, and conducting those routine inspections.
Redding recently saw a boom in the number of cannabis co-ops, sending city officials scrambling to regulate the burgeoning businesses. Just a few months ago, there were only a handful. Chief Peter Hansen estimates there are now 30 of them. If it were up to Redding's new mayor, Patrick Jones, dispensaries wouldn't be allowed in the city at all.
I believe, and I firmly believe, and I've been consistent, that council members should not violate state or federal laws. And in my mind, medicinal marijuana still is in violation of federal laws.
Other rules give police the power to regulate the collectives, including the right to inspect the businesses and their records. Many of the collectives we talked to say the new rules are way too strict. Some say that forcing the collectives to give police access to their records will violate patient privacy rights. But not all of the co-ops are opposed to the new rules.
I know that there is concern with a few of the ordinances. However, I think there's a consensus that, hey, the city's recognizing that this is something that we need to address and continue forward with it and show that it can be a positive thing.
Not all of the new rules will apply to the existing co-ops, but they will have to go through the permit process, pay the $710 fee, and they will be subject to periodic searches. In Redding, I'm Elizabeth Gadley, Action News.
The new regulations will go into effect January 1st.
Redding police are a little closer to getting a new home. The city council voted to go ahead with plans to retrofit a shampoo plant into a police station, even if the city doesn't have enough money to complete the job anytime soon. The city could buy the building and lease it for several years until the dollars are in place. City officials will start negotiating for the former KMS plant on Mountain Lakes Boulevard.
More charges have been filed against the accused Fort Hood shooter. The Army has now added 32 counts of attempted premeditated murder to the 13 murder charges Major Nidal Hassan already faces. Investigators say the new charges stem from the 30 soldiers and 2 civilian police officers injured in the shooting on November 5th. The new charges may not make much difference in Hassan's punishment. If he's found guilty, though, each of the 13 murder charges carry the death penalty.
30,000 more troops are heading to Afghanistan. There's a division in Washington over President Obama's new war plan, though. Should U.S. forces come home starting in 2011, as the president promised? Or should the pull-out date be more flexible and be secret? Steve Handelsman has the story from Capitol Hill, where Congress today got involved.
Alan, thanks. Good evening from Washington. There's a lot that's new in the Obama Afghanistan plan, a lot more American forces and a redefined mission. But it is the president's timetable that's sparking the most controversy. U.S. troops in Afghanistan today. They're set to get reinforcements. 30,000 more American fighters by next summer. U.S. Commander McChrystal is enthused.
We have a new clarity in our mission.
But critics charge President Obama was too clear about his projected pullout date.
After 18 months, our troops will begin to come home.
In 2011, a public timeline. Bad move, says John McCain.
I think that's the wrong impression to give our friends. It's the wrong impression to give our enemies.
At a Senate hearing, the Obama war team said it is not a date certain.
I think the president as commander-in-chief always has the option to adjust his decision.
So his statement last night did not bind him to start withdrawing in 2011.
And I think it was a clear statement of his strong intent.
Senator Graham, I do not believe we have locked ourselves into leaving.
And President Obama's spokesman agreed.
A conditions-based drawdown will begin in July 2011.
Some Democrats worry that U.S. forces won't leave Afghanistan, and that the new Obama plan is like the old Bush plan, but bigger.
With a new management strategy to muscle up and have a more elegant exit plan.
How and when to exit Afghanistan? That's the big question, as President Obama orders a lot more U.S. forces in. A longer war will not just cost more American lives, it'll cost more American dollars, note a lot of Democrats. About $30 billion more a year until the drawdown. From Washington, I'm Steve Handelsman, NBC 24 Action News. Alan, Linda, back to you.
Thank you, Steve. A worldwide peace march made its way through the North State this afternoon. The World March for Peace and Nonviolence, stopped at the Red Bluff Park of Study and Reflection. Many local peace groups joined the 20 people on a 3-month march around the world to promote peace. Organizers say they originally planned to march a couple of weeks, but were inspired by a tribe they met early in their trip.
This tribe of people who have a 500-year history of peace, they took us in and blessed us with all kinds of ceremonies, and we started getting a heartfelt feeling about the cultural value of peace around the world.
The march started in New Zealand and is scheduled to end next month in Argentina.
Many members of the Orland community are rallying around a 26-year-old mother in need of a liver transplant. Friends and family have organized a benefit dinner for Melissa Romano Sunday at the Orland Moose Lodge. The 26-year-old mother was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis 6 years ago. She recently had surgery and is now disease-free, but in the process of battling the disease, her liver gave out. She's currently on a waiting list. Sunday's tri-tip and chicken dinner goes from noon to 6 at the Moose Lodge. Tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for children.